Wow, I never thought we'd get to this far, people. I kind of regret it now. I mean, I should have made parts 1 and 2 longer. Ugh, prolonged to this day. Okay, so now we're finally at part 3 of the Spider-Man Trilogy discussion / review. Now, the one thing I was really looking forward to this movie when it was coming out was Harry. Because from the end of 2, he finds out that his dad was the Goblin. And he kind of has a reason why he wants to hate Spider-Man now. So I was like, okay, I'll be fine with Harry being the Goblin. And it would all tie in well to Spider-Man 1. So, and 2, because, I thought, because when this movie was coming out, I was like, okay, this could be the most epic movie of all time, because when the trailers are coming out, when the cast was announced, it looked like it was going to be one of the most epicest movie ever. But what happens to Harry? He becomes the Goblin, yes, but one of his mistakes was that he revealed his identity to Peter during their little mini fight, because I don't really consider that a fight. I call it like a little training. That's one thing I can take. He's more of like a little test. Best explanation right there. So, Harry reveals the identity to Peter when they're, like, as soon as Peter gets, like, jumped off from the scooter and hits the wall. And Harry shows his face, and Peter's like, what? And then Harry's like, this was coming, and I'm just like, okay, why didn't Harry have a voice modulator when you had the mask on? That would have actually made sense, because then Peter would have been like, wait, the Goblin's still alive? What? So that would have, I thought that would have made the movie a lot better, in my opinion. But no, they decided to do that. It becomes this whole CGI fight, so, yeah, wasting $1 million just to make a CGI fight. Not for, well, you guys know what I mean. Well, some of that money on the CGI fight. So, at the end of that, Harry gets hit by a pipe, or something along those lines, and has amnesia for most of the movie, and so, yeah, that's kind of Harry's character in a way. And the problem I had with Harry is that his screen timing was even more shrunk than 2. I mean, in 2, he didn't have much screen time, but he had enough, in my opinion, because I was like, alright, you know what, it's okay. I'm fine with that. But what happens in here is that he has more like a cameo in this. Like, he probably shows up for maybe 20 minutes, and that's it. Now, let's go over to Sandman, as you know, I'm getting the villains out of the way first. So, Sandman's introduced in this movie, and like Doc Ock, Sam Raimi tries to make him this sympathetic character that we're supposed to care about. Subsequently, he killed Uncle Ben, and it kind of gives Peter a reason to hate him. And we're supposed to feel sad for him because he has his daughter, he needs money, and yeah, so Peter having that hatred towards Sandman, I mean, he needed to have something to do with the symbiote, which I'm about to get to next with Venom. So, with Sandman, to be honest with you, Sandman should not have been in Spider-Man 3 at all. That's what I would have thought. If you took out Sandman, I'm pretty sure the movie would have been a whole lot better if you just had Harry as the Goblin, and Venom, because the thing with Spider-Man 3 is that of all the villains, Sandman's probably the only one that's had more screen time than anybody else. So that's my whole gripe with Sandman. Now, I know the Raimi fans are going to be, but Spider-Man 3 was good. I mean, Sandman was the awesome villain. No. Personally, I don't like Sandman. I know there are going to be some people that love him to death, but like I mentioned, guys, this is just my opinion. I mean, a lot of people have their opinions on what their favorite villain is. I mean, come on. I'm about to get to mine in a second. So, there's Venom, who is my personal favorite. Now, the thing about Venom is that, Topher Grace is casted as Eddie Brock, but I thought was the worst casting decision ever. But, I mean, I do like him in the 70s show. I mean, pretty hilarious, I know. But what happens with Eddie Brock is, he's supposed to be this photographer trying to out-league Peter. He wants a job, and the girl he wants to marry is Gwen Stacy, who, he wants a job, and he wants to take pictures for the Daily Bugle. So in a way, they kind of made him a little bit of the comic book feel a little bit before they get to Venom. But and then when Eddie gets a symbiote, I was like, okay, cool, this might actually get somewhere. But the thing about Venom is, like, this is not the Venom we all knew. This was like a sickly Venom. Like, this was like Peter when he had the symbiote, but with a mouth. That's it. That's all Venom was. He was subsequently just Peter with a mouth. That's just it. So, yeah, Venom, I mean, they totally destroyed the character, and here's the thing. Marvel just wanted to tease Venom. Just a little tease for a future installment. They were like, hey, Sam Raimi, if you could possibly tease his character for a future installment, and that didn't get anywhere, and that's how he got Venom. So, and for those of you that were thinking that Venom was going to be the new villain in Spider-Man 4, if they had teased him, then we would have gotten Carnage. But no, that didn't happen. Because Venom got killed off. So, Venom, in my opinion, they should have teased him. Which Spider-Man 4 could have been, but since they killed him off, I was getting disappointed with the movie already, just by the direction it was going. So, Venom, not so great. I mean, even all the villains. That's all I have to say. So, villains are out of the way now. Now, let's get to Peter. Now, Peter, the way how Spider-Man turned off, he gets with MJ. Okay. And with him and MJ, I wasn't buying the relationship at all. Just because of how number 2 went. Because of that, I didn't buy it at all. Because, okay, in the beginning, I was like, okay, yeah, sure. I mean, they're together, they love each other, yeah. Because of their actions they did in number 2. Now, the thing is that when Peter gets a symbiote, he becomes cocky. He thinks of himself as, oh, I'm the best, I don't need anybody, I don't need your help. Yeah, even MJ tries to help him out, goes through the whole Sandman situation. And I'm just like, really, dude, your girlfriend's trying to help you out. At least have some caringness on that. But then you introduce Gwen Stacy, which I thought was pointless. I mean, Gwen Stacy should have just been introduced in the first one, because you had the Green Goblin in. And, I mean, why would you introduce Gwen Stacy other than having the Green Goblin involved? Sam Raimi was like, no, I'll just have Gwen Stacy be the rebound girl, so that way Peter has someone to be with when MJ's in this depression-like state and goes out on her own. So, yeah, that's all Gwen Stacy was. And Peter getting the symbiote and all, I mean, in the beginning I thought it was cool because it kind of enhances his emotions, his aggression. But then after the whole emo thing, which he wasn't really trying to be emo, but he was just there to make it laughable, that's it. And it wasn't even funny. It was just like, okay, this is getting boring. So, he realized, this is kind of funny, because it kind of all ties back with Spider-Man 2 in a way, too. Because remember when, Peter goes back to being Spider-Man because he subsequently learned, he didn't learn, but when Doc Ock had captured MJ, and he was like, get Spider-Man, or else she dies. So, that's kind of the reason why he became Spider-Man in 2 again, but in here, when he realized that he slaps Mary Jane, he's like, oh shit, what the heck is this symbiote doing to me? Yeah, Peter. Again with Mary Jane. Really. Okay, so, then you have that. Then, after that, MJ, the other problem I have is that, she becomes a damsel in distress. For, like, the 3rd time. Spider-Man 1, captured by Green Goblin. Spider-Man 2, captured by Doc Ock. Spider-Man 3, captured by Venom and Sandman. Really, MJ? Really? And the thing is that, when Harry gets his memory back, he and Peter are gonna have this second mini fight, as I said before, and Peter kind of wins away again, and then when Mary Jane gets kidnapped, he kind of asks Harry for help, and he's like, I don't need. He's like, you don't deserve my help, Peter. And so Peter tries taking him on alone, and then the butler tells him that, you know what? How Peter didn't kill his uncle. I mean, Peter didn't kill his father, and his father got killed by his own blood. And I'm just like, really? This guy's known this entire time, really? But so Harry's like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna just go there and help out my buddy. So he goes. Harry gets killed off, which I guess in a way kind of brings some closure to him, which, you know, I was fine with it in a way. But overall, Venom and Harry kind of get killed off. Sandman's still alive, which I thought wasn't really that fair. You've killed off all the villains in the series so far. Green Goblin, Doc Ock, Venom. Well, technically Harry kind of becomes a hero again, so I can't really count Harry as a villain. But you kill off Green Goblin, Doc Ock, Venom. Why the hell are you not killing off Sandman? Why is he the only one still alive? That's what I'm thinking. Why? And the movie ends off with Peter and Mary Jane at Harry's funeral. And then after that, we kind of get to this little at the jazz club with Peter and Mary Jane having this little dance. Movie ends off, and that's it. Honestly, Spider-Man 3 was cheesy. That's all I have to say. It was just so goddamn cheesy. It's not even funny. And here's the other thing. Spider-Man 3 felt like it had 3 endings. The reason was because, like, you had Peter and MJ looking at Harry who dies, and then you get to the sun, fade to black, then we get to Harry's funeral, and after that ends, fade to black, and then we get to MJ and Peter, and it finally fades to black. I'm just like, really? That's all I have to say, guys. So overall, in this review/discussion, all I have to say is my favorite one is probably the first one, because as an adaptation to the comics, it was probably the closest thing at the time. I mean, out of the same Raimi trilogy it is anyway. Then 2, I know a lot of people think number 2 is the best one in the trilogy. Me personally, I don't really think that. I like 1 better as an adaptation. I think 1's the best one in the trilogy. As a film, yeah, okay, 2 is the best one in the trilogy as a film, but as an adaptation, 1's the best. And 3, let's not get there. So, yeah, guys, this ends off my whole review/discussion. Like I mentioned before, 1 is my favorite one as an adaptation, 2 is my favorite one as a film, and 3 can just go die in a hole. So, yeah, guys, expect my review for the Amazing Spider-Man after this. I'll probably have it up by tomorrow. So, yeah, guys, I'm Shirag. Hope you enjoyed this review/discussion. Let me know, what was your favorite movie out of the Spider-Man trilogy from Sam Raimi? I'm just a little curious, guys. So, you know, just throw me out your little answers, and I don't know. It'd be kind of interesting to see what you guys like and all. But I'm kind of rambling on a little bit. So, yeah, guys, have a great day. And also, The Dark Knight Rises comes out tomorrow. Well, technically a midnight premiere, but you guys know what I mean. Okay, now I'm gonna shut up.